Trucker here. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy it.
Welcome back to the channel. You got the Boston Trucker with you. Here's what's happening next. I got a phone call from Jeff Welch. Jeff is from New Mexico. I think it's from New Mexico originally. Maybe he lives in Texas now. I met Jeff back in 1997 at the Las Vegas Truck Show. He was parked to my right. We were both competing. It's an overdrive truck show. And I haven't seen him since. Friends on Facebook, so it's like we're real friends. The realest friends are on Facebook, right? And he reached out to me a couple days ago, said, I'm coming to the East Coast for the first time. Just purchased a trailer. And, hey, I got nothing to do. I got to wait for a load. Can I take a ride with you? So coincidentally, he happens to be parked at Flynn's truck stop, which is right on the route I'm running today, which I never run that area usually. So I'm like, yeah, I'll pick you up for a round, you know, do a 2-hour trip. So I'm gonna meet Jeff. I haven't seen him since 97, so 28 years. And we'll see if we can learn something about Jeff and his life. As far as I know, he's a bull hauler. He's picking up a reefer trailer, so we'll find out what's going on there. And yeah, we'll learn about somebody new here on the channel. If we can find Jeff in here. There he is. It's like a cowboy. Now that's a truck. How you doing?
That's what I was thinking.
Good to see you, man. How you been?
Good.
Wow. What year is this truck?
It's actually a 2000 model, built in '99, so it keeps me on the paper log.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, I had it painted years ago.
It's not the yellow one though, right?
I sold the yellow one several years back.
Wow. Old school looking.
Yeah, it's kind of my style.
Are we ready to go for a ride?
Yeah.
Let's go.
How are you today?
This is only my second time in here. The first time was 2 hours ago.
Oh, you've already been here once?
Yeah.
Wow, this is a rough life for a truck.
Go get a tire, couple of plugs out of on a trailer.
It's a rough life for a nice truck. Yeah. But they're not made to look at. They're made to work. Make money.
They're dirt trucks. We just, you know, we try to take it easy through here. And
Do you haul these big boulders?
not usually.
They're really hard on your trailer.
Not on this trail. We have steel trailers for that.
Okay.
One of our other drivers is up here ahead of us, Freddie. He's got a steel trailer. He's got my old trailer. That you can put anything in that. These trailers are like pretty light.
Yeah.
So
They're not lined
see
or
like the
anything.
bumps in the front of the trailer. That's from somebody loading too close to the nose.
Our last flatbeds were east. See, our original company was flatbeds.
Okay.
And we started with the Ravens. Well, I mean, back years ago.
Yeah.
Dad, they had the steel, just little steel freighters.
Yep.
But we went to the Ravens when weight became a factor.
Right. Welcome back to the channel. We have a guest here, Jeff Welch. Welcome, Jeff.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
How are you today?
Doing great.
What brings you to the East Coast?
Bought a trailer from you and Dave, or the company that Dave drives for.
Yep.
Because of you. You're the reason I came over.
So you've never been to the East Coast before?
No, sir.
What do you think so far?
It's crazy. Once in a lifetime experience for me. Probably won't come back.
Yeah, you're not missing anything. A lot of traffic.
Yeah.
A lot of crazy stuff. So you bobtailed out here from New Mexico?
New Mexico, yes, sir.
That's a long ride. What's that, 2,600 miles?
21 so far.
Wow.
And I came around through New York.
Yep. Do you have any key stops along the way?
Nashville, and then New York, part of New York City, New Jersey mainly.
Did you do any sightseeing?
Yes, sir. Statue of Liberty, basically. A lot of toll roads.
So you took the boat over to see the statue?
Yes, sir.
How was that?
That was great.
That's a crazy experience, right?
Ellis Island. Oh man, yeah.
You get to do a tour over there?
Yes.
I've never done that. I've never done the Ellis Island tour.
I have to do that. It's well worth the money.
Yeah, I bet. I'm actually going to New York this weekend. We're going to see the statue from the Staten Island ferry. We're not going to go to the island. We got a lot of other stuff planned there.
Awesome.
So Jeff is here. He bobtailed from New Mexico to pick up a reefer trailer. My friend Dave's selling, and you're a cattle hauler, right? For the most part?
The last 10 years, but prior to that, we was flatbeds.
Okay.
Family been in the trucking for probably close to 70 years total.
70 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Including my dad's older brothers from back.
So tell me about what you remember. What's the beginnings that you can tell us about your family trucking life?
Well, I've heard all the stories, so I mean,
Go ahead, we're ready.
Well, my dad was the youngest of 10 kids. He was born in 1938. He was raised on a farm.
Yep.
Pretty poor. So 3 of his older brothers was all in the war together at the same time, and 2 of the older brothers, when the war was over, they came out, started buying and selling lumber, so they needed trucks to go fetch their lumber.
Yep.
Their softwood mine. Most of it came out of Arizona.
Okay.
That's like 400 miles away from our hometown.
Yep.
So that's the main primary reason they got the trucks for their own use. And then my dad and his next youngest brother, Uncle Bill, they started doing the coast-to-coast thing, hauling hot freight, which I didn't know what that meant when I was a kid.
What does that mean?
Well,
Gotta be there tomorrow?
A little bit outlawish, I think.
Yep.
Maybe not the right permits.
Right.
They weren't outlaws. They just had some outlaw ways.
Sure.
But anyway, they started out doing the coast-to-coast thing, and then the oldest brother, the one that had the lumber, he actually died pretty early of a heart attack. So his group of trucks came up for sale. So the 3 brothers that were left decided they would buy him out, or buy his property from the widow. And so they created Welch Brothers Trucking, and that was in like 1967. If anybody's ever been through Portales on Highway 70, there's the old Highway 70 truck stop sign is still there, and it says bunkhouse.
Oh yeah?
That was their original headquarters.
Wow.
Of course,
So Highway 70, so remind me where that is. So it's I-40 and then it's down this...
Yeah, we're like South Central.
Okay.
Or East Central, I should say.
Okay.
Not too far from the Texas border.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, in '67 they built their shop where I still am now.
All right.
And of course they've all since retired or passed away. I had some older cousins that they kind of did their own thing. I had one older cousin that he actually retired just 3 years ago, and so I'm the last of the group. And there's been a lot of water under the bridge.
Yeah. So who taught you how to drive a truck?
Actually, my dad was probably too busy, and my mom's little brother Ronnie, was actually driving for my dad.
Okay.
And he had me behind the wheel at a pretty young age.
Yeah.
And if my dad would have known it, he'd probably killed him. But anyway.
How young are we talking?
I don't know, 12.
Well, you remember what you were driving?
Oh yeah, Narrow 67 model Peterbilt.
Man.
Yeah.
Automatic?
Oh yeah. Two of them, 2 states.
Yeah, wow.
But anyway, of course he was in the seat. I didn't have license or nothing, so, but as far as driving on my own, going down and loading trucks, our main haul was hauling grain or Milo out to the Arizona pig farms.
Okay.
And we had open top trailers.
What's Milo? Is that like a grain?
It's grain.
Okay.
They feed the pigs and the cattle and stuff. But that was our main deal. So I'd go down and load the trucks. We raised a lot of the grains around the house. Around the house. So I would go down and load the trucks at probably age 16, 17.
Yep.
I'd sneak over to Lubbock, sneak across the line before I was 18,
Right.
of course. But I mean, later on, just got my CDL finally, or Class A, whatever they call
Yep.
it back then, chauffeur license.
Yep.
I still have the little card where my dad certified me.
Really?
That's pretty cool. Now
funny.
you have to go through all those schools and all that.
I don't think I could pass the test now.
I don't think I could.
Complicated.
Yeah. So anyway, I grandfathered in, luckily. And
So what's that, around 85 or so?
85, 87. I actually got out and drove truck for 3 years. I primarily worked in the shop. I worked around the shop since I was probably 9 years old.
Okay.
But, I always wanted to get out and drive.
Yep.
So 3 years I drove. Got my fill of it, more or less. My dad wanted me back in the office.
Okay.
So I came back, helped him dispatch, worked in the shop, learned all of my trades working in our own shop, worked on all of our own stuff, of course. And actually I bought my first Peterbilt. My dad sold me my first Peterbilt. I was 16. I was a junior in high school.
Wow.
Came with a driver.
359?
75 Peterbilt, 359, yes.
Yep.
And of course it came with a driver. And so when I was a senior, I won the New Mexico State diesel contest for diesel mechanic, and I got a 6-month Wyotech Laramie Wyoming scholarship.
Wow.
Out of that, but I didn't do it. I had enough schooling.
Okay.
So I learned all my mechanicing from my family, my Uncle Bill mainly. And so, I mean, this 90, I was probably back in the full swing of the office and the shop around 90, 91.
Yep.
And up till now, it's just been a lot of good times, good memories.
Yep.
A lot of water under the bridge.
A lot of drivers. Yeah, a lot of
Oh gosh, lots of drivers. Dad,
How many trucks did you guys run? Like when you were
at one point in their heyday, they was probably Welch Trucking. In early 80s, they bought out their third brother. He was older, so he retired.
Yep.
Uncle Bill and Johnny bought
Okay.
him out. They changed it over from Welch Brothers Trucking to Welch Trucking.
Yep.
Late 80s, early 90s. That was probably 25, 30 trucks.
Wow.
Tops heyday. I mean, that was our heyday.
Did you guys run mostly Peterbilts?
Peterbilt and Kenworth. They started out with the Max back in the 50s, when they actually all started.
Yep.
We got out of that, and then so about 90s, 80s, somewhere along there, the Spotted Owl showed up in Arizona, and
The Spotted Owl?
yeah,
What do you mean?
became on the endangered species list, so they shut all the sawmills down in Arizona.
Oh no.
So that put us out of a lot of work.
Kidding me.
Yeah, I mean all of our lumber went from Arizona to Texas.
Wow.
Just a main circle. Anyway, so we had to branch out and do some other things.
So you got into, so you called some cattle?
Yeah, probably 10 years ago. My mom grew up on a cattle ranch.
Okay.
It's like 60 miles from town. So I mean, I kind of had that ranching heritage in my blood too.
So your mom, did she ever go on the truck with your dad?
She did when they first got married. That's when he had his Max. They had, of course, the quadruplex, triplex, whatever.
Yeah,
two
quad box.
sticks.
Yeah.
She couldn't drive it all that well, so he was going to do her a favor, and he ordered a Peterbilt with a 13-speed.
Oh, yeah?
9513. And I'm not sure how long they had it, maybe 6 months, and then she got pregnant with me, so she had to get off the road.
Wow.
So
That's great, though. Your mom did some trucking.
Yeah, she was pretty.
That's pretty cool.
We've always grown up pretty simple.
Yep.
My dad always appreciated his drivers. Always
Really?
had a family environment, family atmosphere.
That's really great.
Yeah, I mean, we had probably one family I can think of, 3 generations come through our place.
Wow.
Yeah, two generations.
That says a lot about your family.
Yeah, I mean,
How they treat people.
A lot of the kids came through the shop, greasing trucks.
Yep.
One driver in particular, he had all girls. Well, they finally had a boy, but
Yep.
all his girls came through greasing trucks.
Really?
Yeah, on the weekends. That was when all the service took place was on the
Yep.
weekends. So a bunch of the kids would come through. It was a big family
Wow.
experience.
So you grew up in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like, for me, that's out there. That's like out there.
It's west from here, that's for sure.
Sure, yeah. It's a whole nother land.
Yeah, it's definitely more wide open than this country, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's where the movie Convoy was filmed.
Exactly, yeah.
Anywhere near where you were?
Up on I-40, I think they
Okay.
filmed it, yeah.
I was just finished watching a series on Netflix that's filmed in New Mexico about Indians, an Indian reservation. Really, really good show. I can't, something Wind. It's really, really good. Makes me want to go to New Mexico again and spend some time there. And
Parts of it's nice.
besides just trucking.
We're on the desert side, so
Okay.
wind blows a lot, sand blows a lot.
So what's it like there in like the wintertime?
We'll get 15, 20 inches of snow in a good winter. We need the moisture. I mean, we never complain about moisture.
Yep.
This will be in the desert area.
You ever plow snow?
I'm sorry?
You ever plow any snow?
No.
Snowplow?
No.
They have them there, right?
Yeah, maybe in the higher elevations, Albuquerque area.
Okay.
But we're like 3,000 foot elevation.
So, you and I have met before, even though we don't really remember much about it. We met in, telling the people on the video, 1997 in Las Vegas at a truck show.
Ride and Polish, I think they called it
Ride
back
and
then.
Polish, Overdrive Magazine. Yeah, you were parked next to me.
Yeah.
I do remember meeting you and talking with you, but it's one of them things. Truck shows are like weddings, you kind of just, it's a whirlwind of bebopping around. But
You've been to so many, that was my one and only because I
really?
like to had a heat stroke as in June.
Oh, dude, that was so hot. I remember
June in Vegas. Holy
it
cow.
was like 115 degrees every day.
What were they thinking? Outdoors.
And the Mackey Center in Vegas, I remember I showed up 2 days early and just was outside polishing. And when I left the show with a second place trophy, by the way, I got a lot of second place trophies. Second place trophy for company truck. I had heat exhaustion. It lasted a week. Like I just was exhausted. It was hard to get going anywhere from the heat.
Yeah, I had a small group out there helping me too, and we were doing all of our polishing at night.
Yeah.
And then resting in the daytime.
You had to. It was tough. I spent the daytime under the truck, and when in the evening polishing and waxing. But it was. What brought you to that show? Like, what made you decide to go to that one? You remember?
I had that pretty nice '96 model Peterbilt that I'd ordered pretty much from the ground up. But was pretty proud of it. Had the drop visor and the
So that truck was new then.
Lowered spot.
So mine was a '96 too at the time.
Yeah, mine was close to a year old, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll include a picture. The one picture I have.
Yeah.
In this video. That's really neat. And then
where I messed up.
Yeah.
Was I didn't enter as a company truck like you did.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I entered in a bobtail working class or whatever it was, and I didn't do very well because there was some nice stuff out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of the trucks at that show are now what they call legendary trucks now.
Yes.
I mean, who knew back then? 30 years from now, people are still looking at those pictures from those shows and going, I remember that. Remember those trucks.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But, yeah, it was a good time. It was. It probably led me to where I am now with the social media. And there was no internet back then, but doing the truck shows and meeting people and getting in a few magazines back then. Kind of probably fed the animal for me. But
Yeah, just realizing the appreciation and pride, the pride and polish. I mean, it's basically what it
and
is.
you go there and you meet the people that are like, you meet your people.
No money
basically.
involved. I mean, it's just
No,
a trophy thing or whatever.
Yeah, it was goodwill. So now you're up here. You're gonna get a trailer. You'll pick up your trailer today.
Yes, sir. Head back to New
And then
Mexico.
you're gonna see if you can find a load for it.
I'm hoping. I've been
Now,
looking.
do you do reefer freight usually?
I have one guy that's leased to me. See, 3 years ago, when my older cousin retired, we sold off the biggest part of the truck. So I just have 4 trucks left. I have one guy that's leased to me, owner operator that's leased, and he does the reefer thing. We have a dedicated run for it.
Okay.
And,
So you're buying this reefer for him to pull?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Hope he appreciates me coming all the way over here to get it. Because it's a stainless steel.
It's a nice trailer.
It's really nice. I'm going to be really proud of it.
Yeah, but when Dave told me he was selling you a trailer, I got a little nervous. I was like, listen, I know this guy. It better be a good trailer, because I haven't seen it personally. But this better be a good trailer, Dave. He said, oh, no, I wouldn't do that. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, he did not lead me wrong. It is.
Good. Well, I'm happy to hear that.
But yeah, the flatbed thing fizzled out with the lumber and everything, and just the driver retention. I mean, it got where we couldn't hire drivers to do the flatbed, so we got into the box trailers, the reefer drive-ins, stuff like that. And I don't have any kids, so I don't really have anything, to hand it down to. I'm the last of the line. My cousin had kids, but they weren't involved in the business. I have 2 siblings younger, and they're not involved.
Okay.
So I mean. And I just decided, I'm going to get out and enjoy, drive a little.
Good for you.
And,
Glad you took a little bit of a tour and you reached out to me for a little bit.
Yeah.
For a quick little ride here.
Yeah. And I really do enjoy hauling cattle. It's a whole different atmosphere.
What's that like? I don't know anything about cattle.
Well, like when you go out on the ranches, you're maybe going out 20, 30 miles out on the ranch.
Yep.
It might take 3 hours to get there, but
Wait a minute. So you get off the road, the main road.
Yeah.
It could be 20 or 30
but
miles.
it's not like these roads.
Well, how do you find? So can you use a GPS?
You really can, but I mean, most people just know it by landmarks, mailboxes, windmills.
So make a left at the left at the red mailbox.
Yeah. Before GPS, you had to do what you had to do. If you ever been there before, you can usually remember it. But
So you go 20 or 30 miles out into the abyss.
Yeah.
And then what happens when you get there?
well, they have your cattle penned up.
Okay.
They have them separated, sorted, whatever. If you're hauling the calves to town or the cull cows to town or whatever, you're gonna load them.
So driver load, right? Is it driver load? Usually, yeah.
They bring them to you. I mean,
Okay.
basically push them. They bring them to the chute, and you push them up the chute. Do all the inside parts on the trailer, ramps and gates. Yeah, you're just mainly bringing them to the sale barn, bringing them to town so they'll sell.
Is the livestock ever stubborn? Doesn't want to get on the trailer?
Oh yeah.
Then what are you gonna do? Give them a little jab,
A little bit.
a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
A little coaxing.
Yeah. And then I have a dairy gig too that I haul. Pretty lucky. We have a lot of dairies around us anymore. And
So what does that entail? You have to go up to each cow and milk them personally, or
No.
they get the milk ready to go?
No, my dairies that I work for now, they have 5 dairies, and they raise their heifers 200 miles away.
Yep.
So I haul their babies over to the feed yard, basically, where they have more feed.
Yep.
And then once they get up to 1,200 pounds they're bred, and then I bring them back to the dairies.
Wow.
And then disperse them to all 5 dairies, whichever they want me to go. So they're over there for like 18
Right.
months. So like right now, there's like 6,000 to 7,000 head in the little feed yard.
Yeah.
So that's like job security. When I drive up there and see all these, it's like, that's job security.
So is it mostly like local, regional work, the cattle hauling that you do?
Yeah, I mean within 300-mile radius.
Okay.
Is probably more my deal.
Yeah. That's not bad.
So this 2,100-mile deal is a little out of my element.
It's a big trip, yeah.
Yeah. I've enjoyed it.
That's good. See how you enjoy it when you get a load and you're pulling out of here.
Yeah, I'm hoping I load in the country somewhere.
Yeah.
Not in the cities.
Yeah, good luck. You should go right downtown Boston.
I could probably do it as long as my Garmin didn't get me lost
You know
again.
that song, Give Me 50 Miles, 50 acres, they'll
40
turn this
acres.
rig around, yeah, 40 acres, yeah, that'll be you.
been there, done that.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
last 2 days for sure. But I hadn't been
Yeah.
pulling a trailer, thank
Right.
God.
Yeah.
But
It's an
anyway,
experience. Maybe you'll get something out west of here. Springfield or upstate New York.
I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to,
Oh,
to
no,
show
don't
me
mention
the
it. It just
country.
worked out that you happen to be parked right on my route today.
Yeah, I mean,
So it all worked out good. Glad you rang me up.
if I'm not working or doing something, I feel non-productive, so it's making
Yeah.
me feel better about myself.
It's not the first time you've been in a dump with a dump trailer, is it?
Possibly.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one thing we've really never had. I have a feed trailer that rolls feed off. It has a belt that hauls ground local to the dairies.
So we're pulling in our gravel pit here.
Yeah.
When I go to dump, you can get out and watch it. If you want to make a picture or a video,
Right.
that's the time to do it.
All I know is about these, you better be on level ground when you're dumping.
Level ground, watch out for wires, and drop your airbags.
Yeah.
And then still you gotta hope that everything comes out okay.
I saw you lubing them up the other day.
Oh.
Lost your hubcap.
So I lost one hubcap the other day, so I took the other one off so I can get a set. See all this dirt on the trailer? That's from that guy loading me. It's not acceptable. Even got some on the back of my fender there. That ain't good. All right, I'm gonna dump her out. Just don't stand next to it when it's going up. All right, let's go.
Kenworth fuel caps always want to leak.
Not always, only when somebody's riding with me.
Oh.
Yeah, I see that there. Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yep. You ever get lost over here? I mean, you know, so many.
No, I don't get lost. Same way you don't get lost where you are.
Well, I mean, it's you
No.
can see where I'm at. You don't have so many options.
No, we don't get lost around here.
Even in New York, my Garmin was getting lost
Oh.
because the roads are so close together. You know,
Yeah.
the freeway, like there's 95 and 95 expressway,
Yeah.
and that stupid thing was telling me wrong.
Like I could still drive to New York City without the GPS
Yeah.
and drive around, but
Yeah.
but it's just good for letting you know where the traffic is and where the police are, and you know anything you need to know.
Noticed in Connecticut last night,
Yeah.
the cops drive around with their lights on. They're red blue, but they're
really?
they're not flashing. They're just
Oh.
on. Is that normal?
I don't go to Connecticut. It's not on my map anymore.
You don't get to go there to.
I don't leave the state here, Massachusetts.
Well, I mean, if you're going to.
Yeah, in my car.
New York,
Yeah. I guess I don't remember. All right. You building any projects back home? I heard you said something to Freddie about an old Peterbilt.
Yeah, like I said before, when I learned to drive on, my Uncle Ronnie was a 67 narrow nose tilted Peterbilt, which wasn't all that common. So a few years ago, that was my goal, to find one, fix it up, and make it a work truck. I like show trucks, but in my opinion, they just need a purpose. Everybody needs a purpose, and a
Yes.
show truck doesn't cut it. I want a working truck,
Absolutely.
but I wanted to duplicate that or replicate that truck that I learned to drive on. So I got a hold of Mike in Cortland, and a friend of mine told me about them, so I got a hold of Mike. And
Cortland?
Cortland Truck Works, Cortland,
that?
California.
Oh.
Yeah, they're big in the antiques.
Okay.
Older beats.
I think I heard of them, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you ever get a
Are
chance
they
to go
up
there?
off of 395? Is that the guy? Like up towards Bishop up that way, or no?
Yeah, it's northern Lodi area.
Okay.
I couldn't drive there. Again, that's 15 years ago.
Okay.
So anyway, Mike offers me this little 2-axle. It was actually a 70 model, but it was still an arrow nose, tilted.
Yep.
Had been parked for 10 years, 335 coming, small cam, stack of springs like this tall.
Yep.
And still had the tube top tires on it. And so we made a deal on the price, and I guess he didn't think I was serious. So I said, how much will you knock off if I leave the tube top tires with you? I said, all I know about them is they kill people. Anyway, so he said, I'll knock 500 off. So anyway, so I loaded up. We had a truck going to Northern California, loaded steel. I loaded up 6 tubeless tires and wheels, case of oil, toolbox, creeper, fuel filters, and we went to Northern California.
Wow.
And my driver dropped me off that Monday morning.
Yep.
And I started unloading all this stuff, and Mike come out and he said, "You're serious about this truck, aren't you?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'll drive it home if it'll drive." He said, "Well, come on, let's go get it." So he gets on the forklift, goes out there, pull it out of the. They just have rows and rows of trucks.
Really?
So I mean,
Wait. Tell me exactly where this is. I'm gonna be in California in July.
It's Cortland, California.
Cortland, California.
Yeah. They're big. I mean, they're cool people, super cool people. Agriculture area.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so we screwed the pump on manual. He pulled it with a forklift, busted it off. You know, it smoked, rattled. It's been parked for 10 years.
Wow.
Still have the California 10-year prior license plate on it.
Yep.
So pulled it up to the shop, blew the dust out of it, and changed all the tires and wheels. Ended up changing the spring on it. We went test drove. It had a vibration. Ended up changing the U-joint. So about dark that evening, I paid him, and I headed toward New Mexico.
Okay.
There's 2-axle.
Really?
Down Highway 99. I had all my tires there. Had all my tires there up to like 100 pounds.
Yep.
Every bridge I came to on 99, you know, with a 2-axle set of springs, I mean, it's just like.
I remember that was a bumpy road back in the day.
Highway 99. So I get to Bakersfield. My other truck that I rode out with, he had already reloaded lumber, and he was headed back to New Mexico.
Okay.
So I met him there at the Flying J in Bakersfield, and I laid over the steering wheel for about 2 hours.
Okay.
Got up and I let all my tires down to 75 pounds. And this truck top speed was 55 mile an hour.
Oh my
you know, it's a California truck.
Wow.
Anything over that, it vibrated like the son of a gun.
Yep.
Anyway, so we get up, we head toward.
Towards Barstow?
Yeah, this
So
is
you go over to Hatchapee,
Mojave, and all of that. This was in July. I mean, it was hot.
Oh my God!
This truck had never had an air conditioner. It'd always been on local ag roads.
You're at Death, you're by Death Valley.
Yeah. So I get up going across the desert, the Mojave Desert, and turn the fan on, open all the vents, roll the windows down.
Right.
55 mile an hour. You know, and I was just. And so we get into Arizona in the higher elevations, and it started cooling down.
Well, your driver is staying with you?
Raining. Yeah, I made him stay with me in case I had any problems.
Oh my God.
And anyway, so we get over into Arizona, and he wanted to drive it, so I let him drive. I drove. Anyway, so we get into New Mexico, and I didn't have it. I did buy a California permit to get it out with. Mike took me down to the motor vehicle department. And
did you go all the way across 40, or did you drop down somewhere?
Yeah, no, all the way across 40. So my other truck had pre-pass, so at the scales, I'd get beside him over here, and I'd sneak by him, you know, just keep trucking. So we get across the Gallup scale there, and we get to Grants, and I laid down. We got up there, and I brought it up home. Anyway, so I kept this truck for like 5 years, and I don't know if anybody's familiar with Durkin Diesel in Limitar, New Mexico or not, but he's a pretty well-known guy, restorer, and I was looking for somebody to restore this truck for me. After that, I bought a 379 with a 6NZ with a blown engine and with a 379 big cab chassis.
Yeah.
So that was my plans, to put this cab, hood, sleeper on this 379 chassis, make it a working truck.
Yep.
So Durkin's had it for 8 years, and we're going to get it out this year, I'm hoping. And I don't know, you know Chris Gebhardt?
Oh, I know the name.
And he does interior.
Okay.
Shane met him at the Peterbilt open house in Denton, this past
Is he
October.
the one with the red 359?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Him and his son have a pair of, a pair of 359s.
Yes, I met him at the Big Iron Classic.
Anyway, so Shane calls me and he said, hey, I've got a guy that will do your interior and things. That was one of the last hurdles we got to jump with it on it. And so I got a hold of Chris, and he's putting together a mobile unit. Actually, I think he brought another trailer from Dave.
Oh, yeah?
A Kentucky drop. And that's what he's going to make his mobile unit out of.
No kidding.
Yeah, and how coincidental is that?
That's huge.
Me and him both buy trailers from Dave.
That's funny.
Or from Dave's company. But anyway, so we get the interior done, and we're supposed to go to the Peterbilt open house this year in October with it. So that's my
That'll be
plan
nice.
this year. 70 model, narrow nose, tilt hood, big hole, air ride cabin sleeper. He's putting it all on airframe, 6NZ, air to air.
That's gonna be a dream truck right there.
Flex air, 18 speed.
Wow.
Cat's out of the bag now, huh, Mike?
It will be. It will be.
Got to start posting pictures of it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, you'll have to send me some pictures when you get it up.
yeah, so that's going to be my cow hauling trip. I'm going to haul cattle with that.
Okay.
And like I say, I just do local.
Yep.
It'll be my sunny day trip. I'll make it a pretty day trip.
That's really cool. What a great project.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Well, you deserve it. You work hard your whole life.
And I actually have a number 359 that I bought from the original owner too.
What
that's
number?
about half tore down. Number 22.
22, 359. Wow.
Brad Richter. I think that's his name.
Brad, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, he's familiar with
His
it.
old one?
No.
Oh.
No. He knows about it.
Yeah.
He keeps the registry, him and Cam.
I never met him before, I don't think.
They keep the registry on those, and they know all about it.
Oh, really?
But it's about half torn down. So that's another project.
Where did that truck come from originally, do you know?
A local guy had it, James Turner, just a local produce hauler. It ran West Coast all its life, so it's rust-free, corrosion-free.
Yeah.
It's been parked for 20 years.
And what kind of shape's it in?
It's in decent shape.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a few dings and dents. The paint's faded. Of course, it's single-stage paint back then.
What are you going to do with it?
I was gonna put it back, fix it up, put a nice paint. I don't know. It's just kind of undecided. Time, money.
Yeah. Wow. That's some cool stuff.
Yeah. Just one man show, and I don't have enough time in the day.
That's right. Yeah.
A lot of big ideas. No kids. So.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you can do what you want and when you want.
Yeah.
Wife good with all that stuff?
Blessed. Yeah. For the most part.
Yeah, it's good. That's good.
We've been married 40 years, so she's used to it.
But something's working out, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice rig. Nice ride. Can I hop up in there?
Sure.
You got the old dashboard.
Excuse the mess.
No worries. Oh, yeah.
Two Garmins for New York.
That's awesome. Is that a Dane Nelson bug shield?
Yes.
That's really nice.
He's the best.
He is the best. I love how you got the mirrors on the edges. That's really cool.
Yeah, that was my idea. It didn't work so good.
Got a nice striker radio. You get the Ultra cab, right?
Yeah, American class.
Yeah, this is
Original.
really nice.
Added all the chrome.
I miss this.
Chrome's added, but for the most part, it's original.
Beautiful. Let me jump on down. It even smells good in here. What are you using for air? Oh, you got. I know what that air freshener is. That's what's it called?
Just them little trees.
Oh, is it?
Oh, well, I got the green. I mean, the old school green.
That's it.
I was raised on that.
Chippewas. I can smell it. I love you got the old school diamond cut tank covers.
My brother-in-law used to make those. My wife's older brother.
Yeah.
He died from COVID
Oh no.
in 22, and this was some of his last work. He did the bug screen
Really?
covers. Tim Blakey, bugscreen.com. I mean, he had a booming business.
Wow.
We really miss him. I think Chris Gebhardt's doing them too.
Is he?
Yeah. They got him on all their trips.
Well, hey, it's been a pleasure, Jeff. Thank you so much.
Appreciate all your
Nice to see you.
time.
Hopefully it won't be another 28 years.
Enjoyed the trip.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have a safe ride. If you need any directions around here, give me a call.
I'll get my little Peterbilt on the road.
All right,
Be
brother.
looking you up.
All right, buddy. Be safe out there.
Yes, sir. All right.